Hey guys, so what's up? As you know, I have a cleaning company called Supreme Pro Cleaning. Now, it's not easy for me to start businesses. I've had numerous of businesses. I've had clothing businesses, I've had sneaker selling businesses, I've had beard butter businesses. I've had anything you can sell. I've sold it because I come from an entrepreneurial family where, you cannot just do something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just in me to do these kind of things. So my cleaning business is something that actually means a lot to me because I started it and cleaning is actually in my blood more than anything. I was a chef for 12 years and, growing up in a black household, you got to stay clean, as you know. So cleaning is just something that I'm used to doing even in my daily life at home. I clean nonstop because I can't help it. So why not make some money? And I did. So when I first started, I did it back in 2020 when all I had was, outstanding rent and bills because I couldn't work. Yeah, I was getting unemployment, but that wasn't enough. So I had to come up with something for my landlord to bring my rent down. I was only paying like $14.50. I think that was a great time to be alive because I'm not paying that now. But I was paying like $14.50, and I was like, listen, I need to find a way to get a cut. You know what I mean? Like, cut it out. So I messaged my landlord and asked him, like, hey, listen, do you need anybody to clean the building? Because the building was like really bad. We had nobody to clean. We was living in Newark at the time. It was a lot of drug use and a lot of, drug dealers in the area. So it wasn't like we can have a cleaner just pop in the building. And it was just one of those, landlords that they really didn't care what you did, honestly, as long as the building was still standing. So I reached out to him and I asked him, hey, do you need me to clean the building? I'll do it for a percentage of my rent off. He gave me $100 off. I'll take it. It's better than nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not working. I'm not doing nothing. I'm at home. And that was the best part. I was at home cleaning a building that I already lived in. Didn't have to go far. Didn't have to buy no real supplies because I had them already in my house. So that for me was easy. You know what I mean? Easy, easy, easy. And it was easy for him as well because he was getting fined because of the trash. Nobody was pulling the trash cans out. Nobody was making sure the area was clean. If you know in Newark, you can't have your trash just overspilling it everywhere and just looking crazy. So we was getting fined after fine after fine. And he was like, you guys had to take out your trash. And everybody's like, yeah, I did take out my trash, but that's all I did. You know what I mean? We wasn't pulling it to the curb or none of that. So he said, yeah, as long as you take out the trash, keep the building clean, he'll take the $100 off. I did that for about 6 months. I was doing that. So then I said, if I'm going to do this for him, why not I can do this everywhere else? Everybody needs cleaners right about now. So that'd be a great thing for me to do because cleaning is not something you need a degree for. It's not something you need schooling on. It's something you're really raised on and can perfect as you get older. So I say, I got janitorial skills at this point because he had me cleaning the building, taking out the trash. When people moved out, I was cleaning out their apartments, getting it ready for the next person. He gave me keys to do whatever I needed to do for the apartment. If I had to be inspected for something or checked for something, I let him know. If there was people taking out the fire alarms, I would let him know, take pictures of any damages, things of that sort. So he kind of grew to, to appreciate my work and my efforts in those kinds of ways because it's like you don't have to come to the building anymore and be like, wow, this is what they did to my apartment. I literally would clean it out, mop, sweep it out, take pictures of anything, throw out anything that he said it was a go, and call it a day. So once I did that, I started my own business because after a while I did move. But prior to me moving, I started my own business, Supreme Pro Cleaning. And I started posting on Nextdoor. I started posting on Facebook groups. I started talking to barbers. I started talking to everyone in Newark. And it started to work out for me because Newark is predominantly black. I'm not saying that it's not other nationalities, but it's predominantly black where I was with the South Orange area. They were predominantly black, which worked in my favor, not going to lie. It worked in my favor in the sense of the community there is very strong in that sense. So because I went to business, it was a lot easier to see, people seeing someone else trying to put their foot in the door, that kind of thing. So once I started building a community, it was a lot easier for me to get more clientele, more people, more traction. It was a lot easier. But then once I moved, it's like I started the whole thing over again. in an area that was not so much like Newark. I moved for my kids. I moved for them to have a better life. The schools in Newark was not up to par for me. So I had to do what was best for my kids. So I'm taking you guys on this journey with me to not necessarily rebuild and regrow my business, but to kind of get back what I once had. I have a lot of clientele in Newark, and I love Newark. Newark reminds me a lot of New York, but now I am in Jersey City, and I'm building my clientele in Jersey City. So I'm going to take you guys on my cleanings, teach you some tricks, tips and tricks on things that you can do in your own home and help you figure out how to build your own business from the comfort of your own home. This business is very easy. You don't need a lot of effort or work, and there's a lot of corners you can cut without jeopardizing your business in this type of field. You don't need to go straight to Home Depot. You can go to Five Below. You can go to Dollar Tree and get the basic necessities to help you in this type of field, because a lot of people presume like if you're doing a cleaning business or any business, you got to get the most expensive thing. That's not always true, because sometimes the expensive things is not always the right thing. That's the thing you need to understand. When you have these type of businesses, especially cleaning, you can get any kind of bleach, you can get any kind of mop, you can get, well, not necessarily mops, but some mops is not good. So like you can get a lot of things at a budget cost till you get to where you gotta be. Long as you can get it clean, that's all that matters. You might have to put a little more elbow work in there, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna get to where you gotta get to, but if you blow all your money in the beginning, you ain't gonna have no money to start with. So there's other ways you can put your money towards this other than spending it on instant product. You need to blow it on, get you a business shirt. One business shirt for you to start off. You get your business shirt. That's probably it. Go to Dollar Tree. Spend maybe like $10 and get you some, you can get bleach. You can get sanitizer. You can get your rags. You can get, gloves. Things that you can get in that factor to help you. I use a lot of ChatGPT. If you don't know what that is a godsend for a lot of businesses right now, because it helps us figure out a lot of things that we can't on our own when we have brain freezes in this type of field or any field at all. Especially with social media, if you don't know topics, if you don't know, what to put, hashtags, things of that sort, to kind of help you, it guides you a lot. So ChatGPT is great, and if I'm correct, it's free unless you get Plus. I don't use Plus because I don't need that bad. Social media, I don't pay for social media because yes, it is efficient, but I'm not going to pay for it when I can just do the same thing. They usually run it past everyone, but my thing is, if you're going to start low, do not start buying ads. You can post on Craigslist, you can post on Nextdoor, you can post on Facebook, you can post in groups. You can literally hand out flyers and post them. You can do word of mouth. There's a lot of ways to go around it if you do not have it. If you do not have it, don't force it, because you're going to crash and burn out early. A lot of questions that people ask is about LLCs and an EIN. I had my EIN already because I had a business prior to called King Butter Love. So you only need one EIN. A lot of people do not know this, but you need one EIN to collect all your data and taxes. You don't need multiple EIN numbers to identify different businesses. What I learned is that you can put your EIN under your actual name and actually just use it for every business that you have. And that is a great idea, because what I was doing is changing the name of it every time I started a business or had a thought of a business. You know what I mean? Like every time I had an idea for a business, I would change it. Oh, let's change it to Blackberry Cleaning. Let's change it to King Butter Love. Let's change it to Supreme Sneakers. Let's change it to whatever it was. I was changing it. And the lady's like, you don't have to change it. Just put it as your name. And I was like, why didn't I think of that? So that's what I ended up doing. I changed it to my name. A lot of people should do this because it saves you a lot of hassle when you have to put in these forms, like on TikTok, where they ask you for your EIN documents and it has, the previous business that you had. If it has your name, it basically covers all things that you can use it for. LLC, it varies from state to state. So you want to look up in your state what is the cost. It's usually not a lot unless you go through like somebody crazy like LegalZoom. LegalZoom is not expensive either. For my state in Jersey is $123 or $129 to get your paperwork done. You do need someone on there aside from yourself, so look into that as well. I will break that down in another video, the LLC and the EIN part. Now, another controversy that people talk about in this field is website or no website. For me, I like a website because you need something to capture your leads, and your leads being the people that you want to come back. So when you go on a website and all these pop-up come up saying, put in your email for a $10 discount, that's them trying to capture your email so that they can email you later on other things, and it makes it a lot easier for them. That's what you want. You want to be able to have a capture come up, gather that information for you, so that way if they don't clean with you today, they don't clean with you for months from now, but hey, maybe they need a immediate clean because they have something coming up. Now they have you, who is probably right on time sending emails out, and they remember they can just contact you for your cleanings. See how that works? It works out great. So that way you have a list, you have a Rolodex of people who you can send out mass emails, text messages, they can catch on social media, because it all integrates with SEO. Now, SEO is a whole nother thing that can actually help you a lot more than paying for things. SEO is with Google, and that I'm gonna do a whole nother video on that, because that's a whole nother beast, because I had to learn that the hard way, that SEO can help you in so many ways if you do it correctly. A lot of people do not know how to do it correctly, so they come on YouTube to learn how to set it up correctly to get it to where they gotta go. SEO is where basically people type in Google and they can say, cleaning business in my area, and you pop up. Not your neighbor, not your best friend, not this other business, not this other business. You pop up. And you get to learn how to use certain keywords to help you be the first person on that list instead of the person like the fourth or fifth person. You get to be the person that see people first, and that way they click you first and you get the money first. That's the goal. Your goal is to get to the money first. And once you get to the money first, it's all up from here. Now, another thing we're going to cover in this is going to be contracts and how to get big contracts. Now, big contracts is the money. Everybody knows that's the money. Some people don't like contracts because they take longer to process, but once you're in the door and once it gets going, you don't have to worry about nothing. The most you have to worry about is making sure your team is right, making sure they're doing things right, making sure everything is going right, making sure the client is happy. Your job is to be the boss, not the worker. So if you want to be the worker, be my guest. But me, I don't want to be the worker. I'm trying to do a business to get out of work. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to work. I'd rather be the boss than be the employee. That's the sense that I like to do. If that's the case for you, then stay with me. Stay with me here, okay? When you have employees, you have to be the boss. So that means when they're on a job, especially a big one, you want to make sure, you want to pop up and make sure everything is the way that it needs to be. Make sure it is as clean as possible. Make sure every nook and cranny is shining, so that you want this person to come back, refer more people. You want them to, call you for next job sites. The way that you can get other people outside of like contract, well, not outside of contracts, but there is, construction contracts. There's one with, realtors, brokers, landlords, those people. Those are the big money people, because they'll constantly bring you in business, because they got to keep bringing in business. You know what I mean? Like, one hand washes the other in that sense. So if you want that kind of clientele, you got to be professional. You got to have professional workers. You got to, not somebody that's going to show up in Lululemon in a t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool for when you're doing basic homes. But if you're trying to get into the professional niche of being a real business, and being professional, you want to really have a professional team. I'm hiring people as we speak to make sure that I don't have to do the work, and I want to hire someone that that's knowledgeable of the work that I want to be done, and understand that I play no games about this business. I want to make sure that you're not cutting corners, trying to steal customers, playing around. I treat them how I want to be treated in my business. I want someone who's going to be stern on me, but not disrespectful in that sense. I want you to know that I care about you just as much as you care. I know you have family, so I'm going to make sure you get as much work as possible. Give them things and incentives to make sure that they know that they're supported in the business. And in that aspect, so if you're going that route, I pray for you because it's not always easy, and getting employees is not always the best, because sometimes they may not show up and you got to do the work. But that's the role of a manager, a boss, or just anybody in general that's running a business. When one thing falls, you got to pick it up because it's your name. It's no longer no one else's. That's the game we're playing here. So if you like what you've heard and you feel like this channel's for you, stick around and come watch more, because I sure got more coming for you.